What's up, everyone? Today's show is brought to you by Away. For $20 off your order, visit awaytravel.com/getit and use promo code GETIT during checkout.
I Don't Get It
Podcast.
All right, hey guys, welcome to your I Don't Get It podcast. I don't get what the heck you do for a living. And today, in light of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's engagement, we are calling this one, I don't get what the royal family does. Seriously.
It's a very good question.
Do they
Ashley.
have
Yes.
jobs?
No one understands what they do.
Do they
or
make
like,
decisions?
They are liaisons between countries, keeping the peace,
Not-
charities.
Yeah, they do charities and stuff, but it's like not. We don't really get what they do on a daily basis.
Lizzie's
and like how
Lizzie
they're
is
a thing.
also back, so she also happens to know what they do. So
They're
let's see.
just a figurehead, they're like the original celebrities of like their country to then occupy the people while their government decides stuff.
But at some point in the world, they went from like being the ultimate decision maker to being
doing
the
nothing.
figurehead.
Well, you've seen Winning London, right? We're
What?
in the end. Winning
She's
London.
Winning
where
London with the Olsen twins?
Yeah, we're at the end of the Model UN competition. The entire debate that she has to speak upon is whether they should get rid of the crown or not. And she makes a very brilliant, very, very brilliant. You should link to it in this argument to why the royal family matters.
Well, there are a lot of royal family crazed people that live in America. I do enjoy, we do very much, we love
My sister
Princess
is one of
Diana.
them.
We love Princess Diana. And, you know, we do love Prince Harry.
I
And-
love Prince Charles and Kate Middleton. Not Prince Charles, Prince
I was
William.
like, you like Prince Charles?
No, I
Who
don't
are
like
you?
Prince Charles.
Okay.
I remember waking up so early to watch that wedding
Yeah.
on TV. Like, I am so enamored by them. But honestly, this whole Meghan Markle thing has just got me like, what do they do? I don't think. Some obsessed people know, like Ashley said, but I think most of us don't really freaking get it.
When I was 7, I believe I made that. I like Prince Charles, and then my babysitter made fun of me the exact way Ashley just did, and I'm scarred for life.
Really?
Scarred for life. She was like, "You like Prince Charles? You mean you like Prince William?" And I was like, so embarrassed.
Lauren.
And that's my story. Goodbye.
That's so funny.
Well,
For those of you that don't know, Prince Charles is the guy that was
come on
married to Princess Diana. What? I feel like we have to like explain that.
well,
You
Well,
think?
I'd hope not.
I'd hope not. I really hope that they're enough in the loop.
Well, I think if we're doing it, I don't get it. We can't assume anyone knows anything, you know?
Okay, well, I'm sorry if I just offended you. Something Becca said like the most wonderful thing on her Twitter this week. She's like, if you're easily offended, how about you turn off the TV, turn off podcasts, turn off all music, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
You should do that. All right.
But I think America's closest version to a royal family
See,
we've
Lizzie,
ever had
yeah.
is the Kennedys. It's like our idealistic version.
Oh,
of,
I thought
like,
you were going to say the Kardashians. Because to me, they are our royal family.
Please wash your mouth out.
No, we love the Kardashians.
She
Yeah,
does
but
too.
they're not-
She doesn't want to compare them to royalty.
They
I
are
think
royalty
in terms
here.
of like government royalty, it's definitely the Kennedys.
Yeah,
Like-
there's no one else.
Yeah, but the Kennedys did something.
But now-
we
but
don't
now
know
they're
what
gone.
William and Harry. Actually, William and Harry are in the military. I know that. I
Well,
think William still
think they're
serves in
both
the
out
military.
of it.
No, I think they still serve.
They
But we'll
don't
ask-
serve, but they do not serve.
No, I think they do.
No, they're done
They
now.
have.
Are you guys
they
sure?
are done. Yes.
Oh, okay.
They're 33 and 36, 7.
Well,
So-
we can clarify with our Cosmo editor,
Okay, yeah.
Alex Reese.
So we should
you
just
guys.
get on Alex.
He's amazing. He's British and he works for Cosmo. So he's like the perfect person to ask all these questions to.
Yeah. So Alex is both of our friends. He actually edits my work, and we will. We're gonna ask him. He's hysterical. Let's get him on.
All right, we got Alex on the line.
Alex. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks so much. Thank you guys for having me. This is so exciting. Oh my gosh.
I
I've
had
been around
no
this
idea you were
extensively.
British. Zero clue.
Wait, no. I just said that he was
We
fabulous.
just said he's from
You know
Britain.
what? I blank out, and then I heard that beautiful voice on the other line, and here I am.
I said he has a sparkling voice.
That did not mean British.
Yeah, that doesn't
actually.
mean
Yeah.
British.
Okay, well, Alex, you moved to the States, pardon me if I'm wrong, 7 years ago?
That's true. I'm an old man. Yes. It was a
And-
while ago.
We got to know, are you pro royal family? Are you not pro royal family? Do you get the hype? Are you in charge of talking about them at work because you are the resident Brit?
Yes, and super pro royals.
Okay. Tell us all your thoughts on Meghan Markle. We have not talked about this. I personally believe she's a snake.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think she's like one of the most amazing, nice people. And I just get that from watching her on Suits. I think she's like a sweet person. And I've seen some of her interviews.
I seriously think his mom is rolling around because this girl has made every.
Wait, you think what?
Is rolling in her grave.
What does that mean?
Rolling
Turning
in her
over
grave.
in her grave
Turning
is
in
what
her
she
grave.
means.
I think that this girl has done everything strategically, not to like become a royal, but the second that she met Harry, she was like, I'm going to marry this man and I'm going to play every little game that I have to play in order to snag him.
Let's hear what Alex has
I don't
to
think
say.
that at all.
Has that not passed through our heads ever in our lives?
Yeah, also, actually, you would do
like,
the
for
same
sure,
exact
but
thing.
I just don't know whether or not like she's a total phony baloney
I
or
think
whether
it's-
like they just happen to have actually fallen in love.
I just think it's weird to hate on someone for that when a lot of people at this table would be doing the same thing.
Lauren?
I want Alex to say what he thinks.
Well, I will totally agree with you on every point because I totally married my husband thinking he was Portuguese nobility. And then after we got married, he was like, oh, by the way, 6 generations ago, it turns out I'm a bastard.
So funny.
So British.
So funny. Okay, so but what do you
Anyway.
really think about Meghan and how should you educate me to tell me otherwise?
Well, the way I look at it is either way, it's great. Either she is a super nice person, she comes across extremely well. She has done like a lot of charity work. She's done a lot of, she's an activist. She's worked with the UN. So she's done a lot of things that you would think would make her, make her extremely accomplished and would make her extremely attractive beyond the fact that she is attractive. But I kind of also think that, if she was somebody who was like, fuck it, I'm going to marry a prince, like this is my life goal, then you have to give her the credit for actually doing it. Like there are so many rich girls in England who were brought up to marry the prince and none of them managed it and she did. So,
a half-black American woman is married into
36
who's
and
been
a divorcee.
divorced before.
Exactly.
Truly an inspiration.
I think that it's real love.
I hope it's
Since
real
when
love.
do you think it's real love, Lauren?
I think
no. I've always been on
I
this.
think that they're truly in love. I just think that I really liked his ex-girlfriend, that blonde, because she's so pretty.
Yeah, Chelsea.
Yeah, I just thought they looked really good together. This is obviously an odd pairing, but I do think they're really in love.
Oh, well, Lauren, what? I just am confused when you've turned the head on this because we've always
also,
not trusted her.
I think that she's just really being herself, and she must be like really fun and funny.
Isn't she really smart too?
She's so smart.
But didn't she like start doing all this humanitarian work after she met him? Like right after she met him? I'm not hating.
Yeah. I think you're hating a little.
Okay, well, I guess I have to reveal right now that I have a friend who knows her ex-husband, and I've gotten stories.
Well, you're not going to get any good stories from an ex-husband. But what are those stories?
I can't.
You
do that.
We can't say that and then not tell us. Right?
What is totally easy about the ex-husband, I think, is the ex-husband is writing a TV show about an American woman who marries a prince.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, okay, somebody's a little bit pressed.
So yes, but then at the same time, I have what I hear is that she married him because he was a good, solid producer in Hollywood. And then when he was telling her to be patient with certain roles, that's when she filed for divorce because he wasn't moving her up in the ranks as fast as she wanted to. And she seemed to have married him for that power.
Well, if that's true, that really sucks.
If it's true, good for her. Oh my God.
I know. I mean, woman knows what she wants.
I need to take a break from all of this to talk about 1, 2, 3, Omaha. You guys, I love Omaha steaks. And I just had to add that in there. I recently got a box that fed me and Lauren for a long time, and I made some of the best burgers of my life with it, some of the best steaks. So let me tell you how you can get your Omaha Steaks for only $49.99. It's called the Family Gift Pack, and when you go to omahasteaks.com and enter our code GETIT, GETIT, into the search bar, you're going to get 75% off. Right now, Omaha Steak is giving an exclusive savings just to my listeners. Listen to everything that you will get off right now for less than $50. Let me tell you what's in this box. 2 filet mignons, 2 top sirloins, 2 boneless pork chops, 4 boneless chicken breasts, 4 kielbasa sausages, 4 burgers, 4 potatoes au gratin, 4 caramel apple tarts, 1 Omaha Steaks seasoning packet, plus 4 additional kielbasa sausages for free. Again, that is omahasteaks.com with our code GETIT, GETIT, into the search bar and get a 75% savings. It's a gift that is guaranteed to be a hit. Now back to our conversation.
Wait, so Alex, I have a couple. How long? Can you tell us like where you were born and like what it was like growing up with the actual king and queen and just royal people in the world? Because we didn't.
Oh my gosh, sure. So I was born in Wales, but I grew up. My parents moved around a little bit when I was growing up. We mostly settled in Southampton, which is a town on the south coast, which you might know as the place where Titanic
I was going
to say. Yeah, that's basically it. There's like a great Titanic museum in the city, but it's a really nice little town. So I grew up there. But I feel like, honestly, on a day-to-day basis, I feel like most British people don't think about the royal family at all. Yeah, I feel like most people in England and the United Kingdom, you know, they just go about their day-to-day lives and you don't even think about the royals until they're on the cover of the newspapers because somebody's got engaged, or like Prince Philip said a terribly racist thing at an event, which he does quite often, or like Prince Harry fell over drunk, which he used to do a lot, and now he's matured. So,
wait, did you just say Prince Harry used to say a lot of racist things?
So,
Philip.
Okay, so Prince Philip, the granddad,
husband,
has like a reputation for being like the old racist uncle type, where you're like, he might mean well on some level, but it's also really terrible. So it's really bad.
How old is he now? Like 97?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like I was gonna say like 95-ish. I mean, he's just retired. Like he doesn't do anything anymore.
But
he doesn't go out in public.
For you is how you can retire. How can you retire from being like a prince or a king? I did actually have that question, so please explain all of these things.
There you go. So like I guess the way it's actually like the retirement just means that they retire from public life. So like Prince Philip is always going to be a prince, but he is not going to do any more engagements like
club appearances, right? Like he's not going to the club.
Exactly.
And, like,
he's not going to go and like shake hands with the Girl Scouts when they're opening their new Girl Scout center, or like, you know, go to the hospital and be like, good job, everybody, you're running a hospital.
Right. Sorry, we have Gurgi the dog here, and he's very excited about all of this.
I mean, as you should be. It's the royals.
Wait, so is he, and how is some of England taking the fact that she is American and maybe half black? Do you think that's being received well or not well over there?
I think like it's not been universally well, but like pretty much it's, you know, I think like it's kind of what we were talking about before. People are, I think, you know, if you care about the royals and if you're interested in the royals, then you're happy for Harry, and he does seem to be super in love. So that's great. You know, there are always going to be people who are against the monarchy, or people who are always looking to, you know, like have the hot take and the contrarian opinion. So there have definitely been all sorts of conversations about, you know, oh, she is half black. It's actually been a lot less to do with her race and more about the fact that she is
about the being American. Hey, you're cutting up a little bit.
Sorry, you're cutting out.
Are you sitting down and not on speakerphone?
Yes and yes.
Oh,
okay. So were you saying it's more about the fact that she's American?
Yeah. I think it's the age, the fact that she's been divorced, and realistically, it's the fact that she's American. Like, people are shook over the fact that she's American, I think.
I told Lizzie yesterday, I was like, man, if I had known that an American girl was going to end up with Harry, I would have tried a little harder. Like, I would have thought of him as a viable option.
That's why I think it was so weird that you were like annoyed about it in the beginning.
No. I think it's great. I think it's hopeful. I think it's definitely like a Cinderella like story or like a win a date with Tom Hamilton story.
So wait, are you team Kate? Or
I don't
team
think
Meghan.
I don't think there's ever going to be a comparison.
I think they're both. I don't think there's like teams, right? People like
I don't know.
Both of them.
Are you like a Harry or a William guy?
I feel like there's no.
Oh.
I want to know both.
That's a good
Harry
question.
Harry or William, Meghan or Kate.
Do you know what's really funny is I wouldn't want to pick between Kate and Meghan because I just feel like that's going to be the thing that starts happening. I bet the British tabloids will definitely start all sorts of stuff where it's like, oh, is Meghan copying Kate? Is Meghan trying to steal some of Kate's limelight? So I kind of don't want to pick, because I do think they are very different. I would totally pick between William and Harry, and I would have to say William.
Oh,
okay.
Why
You like
that?
a classic. You like a classic.
Exactly. Like, I feel like I'm also the oldest sibling, so I empathize a lot more with the older sibling than the younger one, who I feels like the younger sibling often gets to be a bit messy in the way that the older sibling can't be. So,
They define older brother, little brother, like by definition, That's just like maturity versus rebel.
Alex, I have a couple logistic questions here. So is Meghan, because what's pissing me off is everyone's like, oh, Black American princess. But it's like, is she even gonna be a princess? She's not,
Duchess.
right?
Yeah, she's gonna be a princess.
A duchess isn't a princess.
Yeah, they are.
Is
Kate
it?
is a duchess.
Yeah, so is she considered a princess?
Yeah.
Is that this? I'm asking Alex, the expert, actually.
So, okay, I have to say, I'm not an expert on all the different titles. She wouldn't be a princess for a while because those titles you kind of, I think, have to work up in the ranks. So Kate is a duchess right now, and then when Charles becomes King Charles, William will become the Prince of Wales, I'm pretty sure William will become the Prince of Wales, which means that Kate will then become the Princess of Wales.
Right.
I feel like at the end of the day, when you've got one of those titles, it means you're fancy enough that you can call people out regardless. So it's a pretty big deal that she's got a title. Meghan, I'm pretty sure, I don't think they've decided on everything quite yet because it seems like it's all so fresh, and it does seem like the engagement hit a lot of people pretty quickly. So she will definitely be a duchess. The princess thing, I think, may rely on the order of succession and everything changing a little bit.
Right.
But I might
people
also be
dying and
up.
stuff, right?
Yeah, that kind of fun stuff.
All right, everyone, I just want to stop for a second and tell you guys about movement watches because it has totally become the new trend among all of us and all of our friends because we all have one. And what I love about Movement so much is that these watches are so affordable, yet they look so expensive. I got a watch. It completes all my outfits. It's this black sleek watch. I love the band on it. And I get so many compliments. Everyone's always walking up to me saying, Naz, where did you get that watch? And I'm always like, Movement. And it's crazy. My mom was like, that looks like a $400 watch. And what I love about Movement is that all the watches start at just $95. And the reason why I'm so excited about it right now is because I know you guys have a lot of anxiety when it comes to holiday shopping. And it's so hard to shop for guys and moms too. I think it's hard to shop for my mom. And Movement is the greatest gift to give someone because it looks like you put a lot of thought into it. It looks expensive, yet it's not going to break your wallet. Everyone listening today will get 15% off with free shipping and free returns by going to movement.com/getit. And the way you spell movement is MVMT. So that's movement.com/getit. This watch has a really clean design that makes a great fashion statement. And now is the time to step up your watch game. Again, go to movement.com/getit and join the movement.
Do you really think that Charles is going to take the throne?
Oh, absolutely. It's so tough. I'm not a huge Charles fan. Love Camilla.
You
not
love
a huge
Camilla?
Charles fan. Love Camilla. I think
Why?
Camilla is... do you know what? Because, I think she has great hair, and she's just super British. She is just... she just doesn't give a shit. Camilla is going to do Camilla, and she likes her gin, she likes her horse races, and she's just that fun British relative.
Speaking of Camilla,
Yes.
What is your take on people, kind of giving flack to Meghan for being divorced, but then wasn't Camilla divorced?
Well,
yeah, literally, Camilla, 3 of the Queen's children have all been divorced. Obviously, Prince Charles has been divorced. Princess Anne has been divorced, and Prince Andrew has been divorced. So, 3 out of the 4 of the Queen's children have been divorced as well. So, if you look back 40 or 50 years, and obviously when you go back to Wallis Simpson, who was the American divorcee who made the king, or the would-be king, abdicate, it was a huge deal. But I feel like nowadays it's much less of an issue.
Other huge question. Okay, so the Queen's husband is referred to as a prince. Why isn't he king?
Okay, do you know that's so funny? Because I was literally talking to somebody about this over drinks the other day. Because that is, honestly, that is a thing. When you are a British person and you live outside Great Britain, you really should just have to take a class before you move. Because people ask you these questions, and most of the time you're just I don't know. I think that because I think it's a sexism thing personally. Because I think if he was a king, people would assume that he was a bigger deal than Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, wow.
Whereas she is the queen, and he is I want to say his title is he's the prince consort or something.
Right.
Because when you marry into the royal family and you're not the original royal or whatever, then you get the consort title because you marry in. I think it's because of that.
Wow. So then, do you think it's weird that Meghan's getting flack for being divorced? To go back to that,
she's definitely got some. There was there's a part of the British press that is super old fashioned, and it's kind of town and country and that kind of thing, but for the British upper classes. And there's been a few of those magazines and a few of those troll bait sites that have called her out and said that this wouldn't have been acceptable in the past. And it's true, it wouldn't have been in the past, but times have changed. And a lot of stuff that the young royals are doing now wouldn't have been acceptable when, Queen Elizabeth was their age. So it's just a different generation and a different time.
And why do you think that they're getting married so fast? They're planning to get married in the spring.
Yeah, I feel I want to say that William and Kate had a pretty quick turnaround.
Did they?
And I feel it's just because the anticipation on behalf of the British press, and really British people get pretty excited about it even if they don't want to admit it. It just kind of, it's not a hysteria thing, but it does kind of just build up. And I feel wedding planning is a terrible experience for anybody. So if you're a royal and you have to deal with literally everybody in the country watching your wedding, you probably want to get it out of the way quite quickly. I know I would.
But
Alex,
also
go ahead,
when
Lizzie.
you are engaged, you book a year out because that's when your venue's ready. I feel they're nobody.
The Abbey's ready.
They're like,
I
no,
feel
you're
yeah,
not
if you're
getting
the
married.
British
You walk
royal
in and they're
you
like,
wanna
oh,
get
you have
married
all
in,
the openings.
XYZ place, you can just be I'd like to get married here, or I'm going to put you in the Tower of London.
Yeah, they have no
you'll probably
competition.
get away with it.
She's not oh my God, somebody else has my wedding invites. It's no.
Yeah. But they're not getting married in Westminster Abbey, are they? Aren't they getting married somewhere else?
It's true. They're getting married at Windsor Castle, and I think that
so is that less extravagant than Kate's wedding?
I mean, yes, in some respects, but I think Windsor Castle is also. I want to say the venue that they're getting married at in Windsor Castle is where Harry was baptized. So there's a lot of significance for him personally, and but yes, I mean, on some level / on a few levels, it is kind of not quite as big a deal as William and Kate's wedding.
But should it be I don't assume that we're all going to wake up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday to watch their wedding. Do you think it's going to get the coverage? I am. But I don't know if it's going to be an every network in America type of thing.
It totally is because she's American. It's actually going to be bigger, I think.
No.
I think Kate's was so huge because it's the
William.
first one.
But I mean,
since
for
Diana's.
us, in America, I think it's going to have just as much coverage, if not more, because she's American.
I think coverage, yeah, but I think overall mass hysteria.
Oh no, I think Kate will definitely have a bigger one in general. But I'm actually, what caught me off guard, what you said before, you're like, it's such a task. I'm like, it's not a task planning a wedding when the royal family is paying for everything.
But there must be so many guidelines now that she has to follow that she has no say in. Like, in terms of like all the little stuff, like I'm sure
like her wedding dress can't be strapless, like stuff
totally.
like that. Yeah, like she'll have to wear some, but she's
so
also,
that's why it's probably easy also to plan it in 3 months, is because they're like, let us turn to page 45 of our manuals.
Right. Totally.
So let us know, what the heck do the royals do as an occupation? Do they have like any governmental say anymore
or power?
So no, like I mean. Like it's like a type of monarchy where the queen is still like, she opens parliament each year and she can kind of have her say, and whenever like the prime minister wants to form a government, the queen gets to be like yay or nay, but it's pretty much entirely ceremonial on that level at this point. Which is funny because like Charles has more of a reputation as somebody who has a lot of opinions and is somebody who is like more prepared than Queen Elizabeth, at least, is known as for putting those opinions across and trying to like, in many respects, he's seen as somebody who kind of likes to influence policy in a way that the royals often don't. You know, like their kind of thing is they run charities and they sponsor charities and they're like patrons of all these things. So, and you know, when they do their appearances and everything, on some level, that is considered part of their job because it is just such a thing that you associate with Great Britain and the United Kingdom at this point. Like, tourists are going to come to London, go to Buckingham Palace, and they're going to buy a mug or a plate with William and Kate's faces on.
Right.
So, and that's because they do all these things. So that is, to a large extent, what their jobs are thought of as.
All right, guys, I want to interrupt for a second and just tell everyone about my new favorite product that has literally saved my life, and that is Away luggage. This suitcase can literally charge your phone, and it just makes you think. It's one of those things where you're just like, why didn't I come up with that? Away bags and accessories make for the perfect gift with their lifetime guarantee and 100-day trial. There's a perfect size and color for everyone on your list this holiday season, or grab an Away gift card if you can't make up your mind. They have great colors. You can choose from 9 colors. And they actually have 4 different sizes, so you can get the whole set. Their sizes are the carry-on, the bigger carry-on, the medium, or the large for obviously long trips. It can charge any phone that plugs into a USB cord 5 times. Another great thing about Away luggage is that they have a lifetime warranty. So if anything breaks, they will fix or replace it to you for life. I recently flew to New York. I wouldn't have been able to get to my friend's house from Grand Central if I wasn't able to charge my phone on my new Away luggage. So again, guys, you can't get any better than that. $20 off a suitcase. We all know luggage is very expensive, and all you have to do is head to awaytravel.com/getit. Again, that's awaytravel.com/getit, and use promo code GETIT during checkout.
What are these like global tours they go on? Like, what is it?
It's just, you know, I mean, back in the day, England kind of used to own most of the world. So they get to, you know, go and check out the Commonwealth and the countries that they used to own, or in many cases still own on some level, because there are still, you know, very strong relationships on some level. Like the Queen is still, again, a ceremonial monarch or a leader or a figurehead that many countries in the Commonwealth associate themselves with. So they get to do that. And again, I think, you know, it's as much as anything else when we're doing all these tours and stuff, it's about being an ambassador and reminding everybody that, you know, England is a quaint place where this kind of nonsense still happens. And it's great nonsense. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Do Prince William or Harry serve in the military?
Yes, so they both did. So, Prince, I think they both. So Harry was mostly in the army, but I think he did Air Force. Actually, Harry may have literally done some training in all 3 of the armed forces: the Navy, the Royal Air Force, and the Army. Because it's most common for members of the royal family to do the Navy and the Royal Air Force. But like Prince Harry was actually deployed. He went to Iraq, I think, and Afghanistan. So he was on the ground as, you know, like a soldier. soldier and a member of the British military.
And don't you think that's like the coolest badass thing he could do?
I mean, it's crazy. Like, but I mean, I feel like when he was in, I want to say it was Iraq, the first time he got deployed, he actually had to be taken out early because some of the media reported where he was, and it was considered a crazy security risk.
Yeah.
So, which is true on some levels, I guess.
Wow.
So
they don't.
Yeah, that is really
they
cool.
don't
And
serve
William
anymore.
for a couple of years was a helicopter pilot, and then he worked for like an air ambulance, like a part of England's air ambulance. So they have had jobs and they have been in the military, but they are not anymore.
Got it.
I
So interesting.
love Harry's trajectory of just like rambunctious wild child to now like everything
And
Invictus
ugly
games
duckling
and
to
everything.
hottie.
Yeah, like living the best truth. Like he like realized he's like, I'm done with that, and then started like Invictus games and all these things. It's like, okay,
Totally.
Yeah.
so
and, like
dreamy.
hanging out in Vegas.
But you know he can like get down and dirty and party at the same time.
Oh, absolutely.
I gotta talk about the government again. So it's not it's a monarchy, but it's what kind of monarchy?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
I
Also, like us going to another country and someone
That's
being
like
like, why exactly are presidents only for 4 terms? And you're just like, because.
Right.
Yeah, because like typical American answer.
You guys vote at all,
thing.
or is it just Parliament that votes on your laws?
It's just Parliament. But then, like, it's that thing where, like, the Queen can, like, say something and people will pay attention, but it doesn't actually mean anything officially, I don't think.
How did the people get to be members of Parliament?
So that, like, members of Parliament are all voted for. Kind of like, I guess, like here, like a member of Congress or, like, the House of Representatives or whatever.
Okay.
That's basically the same
So
as people in our Houses of Parliament.
Almost like a republic.
Yes.
Okay.
But then there's also a monarchy.
Can we talk about the
Which
Queen?
doesn't really do much.
Can we talk about the Queen for 1 second? She's fucking crazy, Alex.
I mean, she's amazing.
She's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
She has alcohol like in the middle of her lunch, right? Doesn't someone transport a toilet for her wherever she goes? Doesn't she have like all
She
these
does
crazy
have like a special
quirks?
toilet on one of her trains, I'm pretty sure.
So insane.
I thought like she couldn't use a public toilet. Is this just like a wives' tale?
Actually, I feel like I'm listening to that and I don't know it, but I could definitely see it being true. Because, like, what are you going to do if you're the Queen and you go into, like, a public toilet and there's no toilet paper? Like, that's like the end of the world.
Spears walking in with no shoes on.
Exactly, right? That couldn't happen with the
Queen.
Queen.
So
Yeah.
Meghan Markle's giving up her acting career, or that's what articles are
Yes.
saying. I don't know if that's true. But
Yeah,
she's
it's
giving
true.
it up to move into his wing of the palace, Harry's
Yeah.
wing of the palace. So she's just going to wake up and do nothing all day,
I mean,
aside from appearances.
I mean, and she and Harry are doing their first appearance literally this week already. So, they're moving fast in that respect. And I think a lot of people are expecting her to be, pretty active. Like, she has a bunch of causes that she is an ambassador for and has worked for already. So I think people see her doing quite a lot. But yeah, she will no longer be acting or anything like that.
Right. Like she's going to use her platform for
She's
good.
gotta
which is
really
great.
Exactly.
love him. Like, as much as you want to be princess, like, you gotta really love him.
I don't doubt the love. I
because
don't
to
doubt the
give up
love. Of course she loves him.
everything in your entire life now, like any kind of goals, any kind of life you've ever wanted to have outside of like who you're
Right. Like this is your
dating
life now.
is no longer available. Like, you're like, oh, I can still do this. Like, they're just my partner. It's like, no, you have to actually morph into whoever they need you to be.
Mm-hmm. Can we talk about Kensington Palace and like the wings? And does the whole family live in this giant building and then they each have their own department?
Their own department.
So, various members of the royal family have lived in Kensington Palace at different times. The Queen doesn't live there. I think at the moment it's actually just William, Kate, and their kids, and now Harry and Meghan. And
Wait,
then maybe
this is
some,
so much fun.
Right?
You live in a huge castle with your siblings.
Yeah.
That's so
Yep.
fun.
Yeah.
Lauren.
But they also probably like forget they live there. They'll be like, "You've been here the whole time." Like, 'cause it's so
I know. I wonder if it's like, I haven't seen you in weeks. I've been in the West Wing.
I've been lost.
Right?
I don't know why. I really like saying the West Wing.
because that's
Her favorite show.
It's also from like Beauty and the Beast.
I know.
Yeah.
The West. Don't go.
No,
to
it's
the
not the
West
West Wing.
East, yeah.
The East Wing is in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Just confirming, it's not the West Wing.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Also, it's a constitutional monarchy.
There you go. See, I knew you
There
had
you
a
go.
little bit
I was
of
definitely
American.
thinking
Yeah.
about that phrase earlier, but I didn't know like where I pulled it from. So there you go.
Hey guys, I want to interrupt for just a second to tell you guys about another amazing thing that you can gift someone for the holidays. So I recently signed up for this thing called Birchbox. It's a monthly beauty subscription that comes with 5 samples that are tailored to your skin, hair, and style preferences. And it always includes a mix of hair care, skin care, and makeup. What I love about the box is it was created for women by women. It's all about delightful discovery every month, and it's the perfect last minute gift. So today we are giving everyone 20% off Birchbox, and this is just till Christmas, you guys. So make sure that you do this right now as you're listening. All you have to do is go to birchbox.com/getit, GETIT, and use promo code GETIT during checkout. And now let's get back to what we were talking about.
I have
Alex.
a couple last questions. Does anybody else have questions?
You can go and then I'll.
Okay. I know we're getting random here, and I do like to stay on topic, but now we're just like throwing out all these
I love it.
miscellaneous questions. Which son do you think is most like Diana?
Oh my gosh, that's such an interesting question.
See,
I feel like
Lizzie,
they both
Lizzie.
are,
I think
in different
Harry.
respects. Like I feel like
I think they're a mix of both. I think
I
she's
think
on his
that's what I would
days.
say because like Diana was like such an interesting combination of somebody who was like in many respects. Like the reason she got married to Charles so quickly was because as soon as they begun kind of dating or courting or whatever, the royals were like, yep, she's exactly the sort of person who should be queen, basically, who should be somebody who marries into the royal family. But then she was also somebody who completely upended so many traditions and brought this like breath of fresh air to the royal family, and she wanted William and Harry to grow up with, some semblance of a normal life. So it's like that. She was like a double-sided coin, she hit both notes. And I feel like that's what William and Harry are. William is probably a bit more traditional because he doesn't have the choice. Like, he's going to be king. So you kind of just have to suck it up. And Harry, because it's like, okay, so when the royal family has kids, the joke is that you have to have 2 kids because it's the heir and the spare.
Yeah.
So
The heir and the spare.
that's literally
I love
it. So like William is the heir, so he has to be the responsible royal, and Harry is the spare, so he gets to have fun and pop off when he wants to. And that's, their public personas, and I'm sure they're both different behind the scenes if you're part of their royal circles. But I feel like that's, you can see a lot of Diana, as you can Charles, in both of them.
It makes me so sad she's not around. Like after you just said all
I
that.
feel like Harry, for me, is so much more Diana recently, just like with him kind of, following his heart and like,
Humanitarian footsteps.
yeah, especially in the humanitarian aspect, like you feel how much he's devoted to his cause, like, and that's where he's really put himself. Like, I feel like he's taken on that kind of role of like finding out what he likes and just going with it. Also, like even from the beginning with Meghan Markle, when he was like, "You need to like respect our privacy," I thought that was so amazing that he even came out and said anything to start.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I think that's the thing. Like, I think that's so true. But the reason he's got to kind of have that learning curve is because he's had the room to do so. Whereas when you're William, you probably don't have that space. Maybe.
No. I agree. I feel like. Oh wait, shit. What was I going to say?
I have a question. Have you ever met the Queen or any of the royal family? Because I know they walk around all the time.
I have not. I have never met any of them. Too sad thing. Which is funny because like a thing a lot of people do in school when you're in England is you do the Duke of Edinburgh scheme, which is this like stupid, awful camping thing that's run by Prince Philip. So you have to go and like camp in the woods for a week, and it's terrible.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Wait, does he go and greet people there?
Like so that you do it like the 3 levels. It's bronze, silver, and gold, and like each one gets progressively worse in terms of the camping. Like when you're doing gold, you have to like hike through the mountains of Wales for a week or something.
It's like Prince William's boot
not
camp.
Pay me enough money to do that.
Yeah.
But everybody, or like for a while, if you finished gold, you got to go to like a lunch at one of the palaces and you'd get to shake his hand.
Wow.
So at one point I was going to do it, but then I was like, fuck it, I couldn't camp that long.
Fuck it, I'm not going to climb Kilimanjaro to shake this guy's hand.
Well,
exactly.
Quick humble brag is not to pull a Meghan Markle, but I
do it.
Did meet Queen Elizabeth when I was in London. She was walking around. Like, she was just walking through the street.
Did you take a selfie with her?
No, yeah, I did on an old school Polaroid. Like, not a Polaroid, but like a film camera.
Where's
she
that
was,
camera?
She was just like
Where's
doing a
that
walkthrough,
picture?
and someone was like, "What's happening?" They're like, "The Queen's coming." So we stayed, and this little old woman let me stand next to her right against the fence, and she had flowers. And Queen Elizabeth literally came over to her and took the flowers and shook her hand, and I just yelled at her, and I was like, "My name's Elizabeth too," and she's like, "Oh, that's nice," or something.
That's
like
a nice
That's
name.
a nice name.
That's a lovely name. And then, like, I literally took a selfie with like a Polaroid camera.
That is the coolest thing ever.
Oh my God,
Please
that's
tell me that's
amazing.
like up in your room.
My mom, like, we always forget it. I'm like,
You need to upload
I would
I
that
was the
blow
picture.
that
original
up.
Meghan Markle.
I would literally blow that up and put it on my Tinder profile.
Seriously.
What I remember I was going to say now is that, like, I think that William and Harry are like the warmest people. Just like their warmth radiates from the TV.
Harry
like
for
I
sure,
feel
too.
comfortable just
It's
listening
from
to them
Diana.
talk. Yeah, totally. It's from Diana.
Diana.
And I just think it's amazing how much of their mom's traits are evident in them.
How much do you think William and Harry are changing kind of the old stuffy monarch? Like, to Ashley's point, I think they're so much warmer than like what they're
they've
known
carried
for.
on
Like,
what she wanted to do.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I feel like they are like totally, in a lot of respects, the tipping point between the old and the new. And, you know, I think that at the point that William becomes king, because, you know, presumably by that point, George and Charlotte and their third baby, if they have more still, you know, will be teens or young adults, or possibly, you know, like 20, 30-year-olds. But I think they will represent a much more modern family, and, you know, a much more, I think one that's relatable, definitely. I think that's going to change public perception a lot. And I think that's also why so many people do talk so much about whether Charles should, like, give up the throne and have it go straight to William, because, like, in many respects, William is considered, you know, he's one of the most popular royals, and he is the face of the modern monarchy. But I don't think that will ever happen.
Can you guys imagine having kids like growing up in royalty with like Instagram and like Snapchat and like phones?
Right.
I'd be like, I would like not let my kid have a phone.
I don't
if
think
were
they're
them.
allowed to. I mean, the guys.
No, oh my
don't
gosh!
They're not allowed to
here's a
have
funny
phones?
story.
No, they don't have Instagrams.
But I mean, like their kids will,
here's
right?
the thing.
No,
They totally do,
Oh,
because
really?
the guy who is currently 23rd in line for the throne, his name is, like, I'm not even kidding. I looked this up because it was like thirst trap Instagram photos, and that's my thing.
I love you so much. You're like British Perez Hilton.
You really are.
That's your new
what can I
IG
say?
handle,
My
by the
personal brand
way.
is highbrow. But no, this kid, he is the son of Lady Sarah Chatto, or he is one of the sons, who is one of the children of Princess Margaret, who is Queen Elizabeth's sister. So he's like not going to be king, but he's, you know, reasonably high on the line of succession. And a few months ago, the British newspapers found his Instagram, and he totally posted shirtless photos, and he was pretty ripped. So good for him. But then he had to take them down.
Is he single? Is he single? I'm down to be 23rd in line. I'll take my chances.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my gosh. I would like walk around with it on a t-shirt. This is the thing.
I'd put that on my Tinder profile after my selfie with the Queen.
That's
To that point, we were saying about like your kids growing up with like social media and stuff. Also,
Right.
like so excited selfishly, but also feel so bad for Charlotte because like everyone's gonna freak out about a girl like this princess growing up now her entire
totally.
teenage
That's
years.
true.
Because like we've only had guys. Now it's like since Elizabeth, like and Diana to a degree, but like Elizabeth growing up, it's like the first girl.
It's
which
going to
is,
be
like,
the
a whole
best,
never princesses.
worst thing for her life.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be terrible.
It could be awful.
Lizzie's statement rolls into mine. Like, how much of a character is Prince George going to be? Because I cannot get enough of looking at his face.
His pictures are
He
so
is so much
funny.
personality.
They're just
Charlotte.
adorable.
Both of
They're
theirs.
just adorable.
Both of them, you're right.
She's just like when she threw a fit and was just like, no. I was like, I love you.
They are so relatable, those two kids.
Oh my gosh, right?
I can't wait to see what Meghan and Harry's
and there were
kids.
like all the balloons in the shape of flowers, and she's just like running up and bouncing off them, and you're like, oh, I could totally do that now, and I'm not a 2-year-old. So.
Which is also like, what do you think it's different than how like Diana raised? I mean, I guess there's more media now, but like raised Harry and William, like versus Charlotte and George just being rambunctious children. Like,
is I think very similar.
Yeah.
The way that they used to make expressions, and she'd be like, look, kind of smirk at that.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think that, like William and Harry got, they were able to be a lot more normal than any previous royal kids have been growing up. And I feel like that's something that they still talk about a lot, that they value the childhood they had so much that it's definitely something that, they will want to impart on their kids for sure.
Well, Alex, thank you so much for coming on. Literally, this is the biggest I don't get it. Because one last question. Is the royal family going to be around forever? It's so, I think the obvious answer is yes, but it's so crazy because it just goes back so many years to think that there'll always be kings and queens in England. Always.
I cannot envisage, or I would not want to think about a time when there isn't the British royal family, because people who don't like the royals are like, oh, they're so old fashioned and they cost all this money and what's the point? And it's like, the point is that they've been there for so long and they're kitsch and funny, and it's funny to be able to ogle these strange rich people.
Hold up, they cost you guys money?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so much money.
Wait,
taxes.
what? I'd be
Go to
so
them.
mad.
it's like the president. Like,
It's literally to make them look fancy.
I would be so annoyed.
They pay to oogle at them.
so
Wait,
crazy.
I should literally call my dad up right now because he's the biggest anti-monarch grump, and just be like, Dad, here's your 5 minutes. Say everything you want to say.
Oh my God.
like, again, like I said in Winning London when she makes the speech at the end.
Is your dad up? It's 5 a.m.
I'm not going to lie. If I called, he'd probably be excited. But for everybody's sake, it's best not to let him get on a tangent.
Another episode. And Alex, we would love to have you back for other pop culture related topics because you are just, you're so entertaining and you're full of knowledge.
And we love you so much. You're the best.
Have me back whenever you want. I'm always happy to talk about random stuff.
Okay.
And Alex, where can we find you? Do you have any Instagram or Twitter handles?
Oh, yeah. Okay, find me. Well, find me. So I'm the deputy editor of news at cosmopolitan.com, so you can find my byline on there. And I'm on Twitter at maybealexislost.
And he's an outstanding tweeter. I actually used a tweet of yours in one of my stories at Clever News today. The one about the supermodel falling during the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Oh, so sad. I was watching the show last night.
Yeah, they're so dumb for keeping that in.
They
left it in for ratings.
Yeah, and
so
that's
dumb.
what they get.
Yeah, but they showed her crying.
It was a bitch
That's
move.
too much.
I know, it was sad. Yeah.
You don't show that. All right, Alex, we love you.
All right.
And everyone,
you guys, thank you so much. This was so much fun. Oh my gosh.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
I don't get it. Podcast.